Welcome live. Huh. This is crooked. Whoa, now I straightened out. All right, what are people talking about here before I even got here? I don't know where I'm going. The canal is very expensive for my size boat. Ooh, someone's talking about going through the Panama Canal. I'm just wasting a minute to give people time to come. And hello, everyone. Just reading what everyone's. I've been waiting. Good morning to Shana, James, and everyone. Whoa, Joe Blow just said good morning to everyone. That is a lot of hellos. Is that all, like everyone who's alive, or does that count dead people too? All right.
Oh, Joe had some suggestions for the show today, but he never emailed me back.
Hold on. Joe had some suggestions for the show today,
Yeah,
but he didn't tell you?
We received his email, but I didn't get a reply.
Hey, Joe, since you're here and you had some suggestions for the show, you should send them to Deshana like right now, and I'll like read them and do them. Yeah, I could think of some suggestions for the show too. Like I should probably have some questions like on a paper written down for whenever people don't have a thing that they're asking about on the side there. I could just read the question. I should probably do that. But like I'm always busy doing other stuff. I need like an assistant or something who's not sick. Deshana's sick. Are you sick? She's just blinking her big eyes at me. Hello there, film crew tech. All right, so what am I going to talk about today? Okay, first, what was it, Friday?
Yeah.
Friday, a video went up about my video game, my old video game, which isn't old. I mean, it's just, I started making a new one. I'll make a video about that too. But it did not have a link to the actual video game. And severe beatings were administered, don't worry. And there's a link to it now, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. And it's on itch.io, which is a place that stores video games that you can download and stuff. And one thing, I didn't really say much about the like what you can do with the video game stuff, but you can play it right on the screen. Or if you scroll, hold on. Or if you scroll down, you can actually download a desktop version of the video game, which you can just play offline, which I always like because I always like when you can do stuff offline. Plus, it should run faster, right? If it's not like on a website screen, I mean, theoretically, it should run faster. The only downside to the desktop version is with the software I'm using to make the video game. It's actually like an HTML5 file thing that works with websites, so that if you make a desktop version of the game, it has to include its own like little web browser package thing with it. So the game itself that I made, I think it's under 15 megabytes. But to make a desktop version, it ends up being like 130. Although I zip filed it, so I think it's down to 80 megabytes. So you can get that and unzip it, and hopefully that's not too big. And if you want to actually play it for real, and you can put it right on your desktop and play it with no no internet lag or anything, that kind of stuff. All right. Ooh, Joe Blow says he'll send suggestions soon, but not now. Not now. Oh, look at this guy says, Jamie came to ruin the show. Hope Deshana comes to save the day soon. But that can't be me, because that's not how you spell my name. So some other Jamie must have come to ruin the show. That's not me. Sorry, what were you saying?
Somebody wants to know what the minimum requirements are to run the video game.
Oh, someone wants to know what the minimum requirements are to run the video game. Well, my computer is pretty old. Like my oldest computer runs it. And it's like, I don't know, it's like a 10-year-old computer. So chances are your computer can run it pretty easily. Like my computer runs it very easily, no problem. And it's like my oldest computer. So you should be able to run it, no problem, I hope. All right, so what am I going to talk about today? Well, I don't know that, last week I felt like the show was kind of not that great. And I think it was a lot of it was just because I was feeling frustrated. Ooh, Blackwater Boys wants this shirt. You can get a shirt with this picture on it on Spreadshirt. Is there a link to it down here? Oh, there's a link to where you can get shirts, including the Fiery Adventure Builder shirt down here. Anyway, so last week's show, I felt like wasn't that great, and I think a lot of it had to do with I've just been frustrated lately. I've been having difficulties, frustrations, and this is something that's not new. It's just kind of been going on for a while. Like I had this dream, right? And I wanted to move to an island and set up this amazing palace house something, and all that stuff's gone like better than I expected, honestly. Like I did not think that all was going to go that well. I mean, I thought it would go well, but like, man, it is, that stuff's going really, really well. And I'm starting to learn how to grow food. I'm still got a lot of work to do there. But another huge part of the dream was to be surrounded by other adventure builders, Like I wanted to have this community, not a commune where I'm in charge of people, but like, I wanted to attract other people who would buy islands around or pieces of land, and these people would hopefully be adventure builders, like share a similar philosophy to the one I do. So just in case anyone has missed it. So this symbol here is an adventure builder symbol. And I started the Adventure Builders Club, I don't know, like 10, 15 years ago. And it was basically just, me kind of writing down and consolidating all of the principles that were consistently giving me the best results in life, and the principles that I thought would be the best. And I don't have anything to visually show right now, but there's a set of 8 principles, and I know them all. There's strength, courage. If I do them in order, I won't miss one. Strength, courage, love, imagination, honesty, honor, humility, and life. There's 8 of them. And they all have to do with your mind, body, and spirit. And, it's the kind of thing where whenever I'm following this and sticking to it really well, just things go really well for me, just overall. And whenever I screw up and make a mistake, and I'm sitting there going, man, that didn't go well, I always look back and I'm like, you know what? I didn't do at least one of those principles, one of those virtues. I slacked on. I slacked off. I didn't do it. I should have stuck to that, and I wouldn't have had the problem. And so I started sharing this philosophy with other people. Oh, and I saw someone had a question. Repeat your question in a little bit when I'm done talking, because I'm totally not reading the things right now. So I started sharing this adventure builder philosophy with other people, hoping that I would, it would be a way to get in contact with other people who have similar philosophies, and maybe meet some people with similar philosophies, or encourage those kind of principles in other people who would then become adventure builders. And the hope in all that would be that at some point in the not too distant future, I would have friends who are like adventure builders around me. And right now I have no adventure builders in my life, like in my real life. And it's not that I don't have any friends. Like there are people in my life and everything, but no adventure builders. None of them are like on board with the whole deal. I have friends who are like on board with bits and pieces here and there, but definitely not the whole thing. And that's a huge part of the dream, right? And I don't know, a few years ago, I kind of stopped making adventure builder videos because I just felt like it wasn't working. Like I wasn't putting the ideas out there right, because I kept meeting a lot of people who would, well, here, let me give you an example of a message I would get from someone. I got this message from this one guy, and I'm going to mix around some details a little because I don't feel like sharing people's personal stuff. But this guy is like, hey, fellow adventure builder here. Yeah, I love your principles. I live by them too, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, yeah, I just used I've been using my adventure builder principles. I just got this big promotion at work, and it's all thanks to, those virtues I learned from you, man. Thanks so much for that, And I'm like, wow, that's great. Cool. What's your job? What do you do? And he explains that basically he works at one of these places that manipulates people and steals their money. And that's not his exact words, but that was basically it. And he even admitted, it's not the nicest company to be working for. And I'm like, dude, that's not Adventure Builder at all. And he's like, well, I mean, come on. I mean, come on. And I'm like, no, that's not Adventure Builder at all, man. No. And he's like, well, no. The company I'm working for isn't Adventure Builder, but I am. So as long as I'm doing the right thing, it doesn't matter what the people I'm working. I mean, that's them. That's not me, right? And I'm just like, no, dude, that's you. If you're working with them, like it. And then, he got angry at me for not giving him the approval he was looking for, and for like it was basically like I was his dad and I was giving him disapproval, and he was pissed, and I was just this arrogant, uptight idiot who just knows everything and looks down his nose at everyone. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I've gotten so many messages like that from people who are like, yeah, Adventure Builder, yeah, I'm with the thing. And then they go on to explain like their life, which is totally not it. And it's the whole Adventure Builder philosophy is not a talking point. Like you're either doing it or you're not doing it. And I guess that's largely one of the reasons I kind of stopped talking about it in videos, because I kept seeing other people talking about it, or they would talk about it to me and just totally not do it at all. And I was just like, maybe I'm giving the wrong impression because I'm doing all this talking about it. I need to just go live it. But, I feel like I was kind of giving up. And talking about it isn't useful for me. It's actually more useful to not talk about it. Like I was saying, it's better to just focus on doing it rather than talk about it. But I do think it's important to talk about it and share this philosophy to try to connect with other people like that, and to try to encourage those kind of principles in other people. And the other thing is, I'm also realizing that probably a lot of the people who have benefited from any of the philosophy I share, they're not talking about it. They're just out there doing it. So I just don't know about it. So I'm probably having more positive impact than I realize, hopefully. But regardless of what the end result is, I can't really worry about that. And this is another lesson I learned from track and field. I learned so many lessons from track and field. This big lesson I learned from track and field is don't think about the finish line. Don't worry about the final results. Just do the best of every step you're doing along the way. And, your victory or loss, that'll all take care of itself. You don't have to worry about that. All you can do is just do your best as you're going. So last Sunday, after I did the live show, I was feeling kind of, just not great, kind of frustrated as I'd been for like, it had just been kind of building, And actually, there were a few things that happened last week that kind of were like straws on the camel's back that broke it. And one of the things I think I'll mention was that, and I don't mean this was a bad thing that this person did. It just kind of like affected me. Last week during the show, someone commented, and it was just a conversation people were having amongst themselves in the comments over here, but I happened to notice, and he said Jamie is unique. It was a guy who's met me in real life, and he's like, yeah, Jamie's as unique in real life as he is online. And the term unique is probably meant as a compliment, although the term unique is always like part compliment, part insult. It's kind of like, oh, you're unique, you're special, and you're a weirdo who doesn't fit in. But besides all that, I read that and I was like, wait, the whole point of sharing this philosophy with people is to connect with other people like me. Like my whole goal there, not my only goal with the video, but a huge part of my goal, or a huge part of my goal of doing these videos is to not be unique. I want to connect with other people who are like me, right? And in my real life, I have no adventure builders in my life. And it's not that I don't have any friends who are cool and everything. It's just I don't have anyone who's with me on that. And yeah, so but I think I have to just start trying again, you know? So over the last week, I've been thinking about it more, and I've started making some more adventure builder videos, and I'm going to start putting them out there again. And I'm going to try really hard to not get demoralized and not let it slow me down again when people say, shut up about that, we don't want to hear that, or whatever. And actually, the thing that got me to start doing it again, and the thing that kind of broke me out of my demoralization, my frustration, was I woke up Monday morning, which was the day after doing the live, and all Sunday I spent the afternoon digging, just kind of feeling real sluggish. And Monday morning I was like, man, I gotta snap out of this. I gotta do something. I gotta get myself going again, And I have Monday morning exercises, and I just did not feel doing them. So I went up to my poster that has all the adventure builder principles on it, and I just read them all. Honor, strength. Oh, I'm gonna have to remember them all now. Courage, love, imagination, honesty, life, and humility. And I was like, I'm not being strong right now. I'm kind of wavering in my courage, and my spirit's down. I'm not doing the thing. And I realized that I was so worried about other people, like the other people, like the lack of people around me who are doing the thing, or the people around me just not doing this stuff, that I was kind of losing track of myself, and it snapped me back into it. And I realized, no, I got to take care of myself first. I gotta make sure I'm doing all this stuff, and that's the most important thing. Make sure I'm doing all this stuff. Make sure I'm telling the truth and seeing the world as it is, and being strong and having courage and keeping love in my heart and all this stuff. And as long as I'm doing that, I can't really make the rest of the world do the right thing. All I can really do is make myself do the right thing. So man, Monday morning after I snapped out of it, I had some kick butt exercise, and I just this whole week I've been feeling a lot better and a lot more motivated. And hopefully I can keep that going. And I'm gonna be putting out more adventure builder videos. I've given to Shayna 3 of them recently, and they're on specific virtues and stuff. So those will be coming out soon. And yeah, I think I really just need to keep that in mind, that I need to make sure I'm doing the stuff and not worry so much about other people. All right, so what are you guys talking about over here? Oh, Joseph Blowmeister says, I hoped for like-minded community too. It's so hard to find that, eh? The ideal off-grid dream I imagined is rare. I found out my neighbors were all cannabis growers in the Emerald Triangle where my land was. They all had piles of money. Yeah. Oh, Karina says we are all unique. That is true. But unique is a funny word, because I've heard that the correct use of the word, like I've heard that people often use the word unique incorrectly. Like people will say something is very unique, or it's a little bit unique, like it's in degrees, but in reality, unique is either it's an on or off. It's a binary thing. So you're either unique or you're not. But that doesn't really make sense, because everybody is unique. Every snowflake is unique. But if you look at the snowflakes, they're basically all the same. If you look at a lot of the people, all the people who are basically doing the same thing, yeah, if you look close, obviously they're all unique. And just like every car that comes off a factory line, they're all unique if you look close enough. But for all practical purposes, they're basically the same. And so if you're talking about a human being being unique, that means they are significantly different enough that they stand out. So I guess that's just a definition of terms thing. Jeff is a snowflake.
Adelphi was talking about.
Karina says
canal.
everyone has potential, but yes, everyone has so much potential, and that's what I find the most frustrating about human beings in our modern society, is that people are not living up to their potential so much. We have so much more potential than we're doing. Sorry, Deshana has a question. What was that?
Adelphi was talking about the canal because that's the person who was going to come visit us in there.
So Adelphi was talking about the canal because he wants to come through the canal, and he's on the other side from us. And if he went through the canal, he could come visit us. But yeah, going through the canal, I wonder, did he look up how much it would cost?
I don't know, but Ben says it's overpriced for small yachts.
Yeah, I have no idea how much it costs to go through the canal. Yes, Karina totally agrees about the word unique. Yeah.
Finally, Jason Edelman got Starlink.
Oh, Jason, you got Starlink, did you? Oh, jeez. Oh, Blackwater boys, I inspire you to try harder. That's great.
That's Rolfie.
Oh, that's Rolfie. Cool. All right, question. Here's a question. Years ago, you inspired me to make a fart machine. Want to know what I figured out? I remember you making the fart machine. Yes, classic dude Mike. Yeah, what did you figure out? I really love to make your second part of the dream a reality. It's not as easy to leave everything behind and travel halfway around the globe, etc., etc. Yeah, Frederick, you bring up an important point. So, being an adventure builder is not about taking the easy path, and this is the I guess one of the things that's really frustrated me over the years, because I've had some friends in real life who were like, yeah, man, I'm totally on board with your adventure builder principles. Yeah, I want to do it. And let's, and then as soon as it becomes inconvenient, it's like, well, I mean, you don't really stick to that stuff. I mean, and then they'll do something that usually ends up blowing up in their face. Then they're like, oh, I should have stuck to those adventure builder principles, man. And then every time this has happened up to this point, the person has quit right after that. And I'm thinking like, no, you just made a huge life-changing error and you realize what the solution is. Now is when you learn. But the thing is, learning in that way, like learning something a hard way, is difficult. Like it feels bad, it's painful, but that painful feeling is like you changing. And if you just try to get out of that discomfort and just like go away and just leave everything behind, you don't end up getting the lesson. You don't end up learning. And I've lost, I wouldn't say, it's not like I've lost friends because of that, but that's like I've had friends and then, they just, it's like the first time it became inconvenient, they just quit. First time it became uncomfortable. But that's the thing, like being an adventure builder or just generally doing the right thing isn't about doing what's easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Doing what's easy is should not be your motivation. Like you shouldn't be motivated by what's easy and hard. You should be motivated by what's right and wrong. And the fact that something's easy or hard is that's just part of it. I mean, whatever you're doing, things are going to be easy and hard at different points, and that's fine. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, welcome to the Jaimo show. This is the Jaimo show. It used to be the Jamie show, but then it seemed more manly to make it the Jaimo show. And if you have any questions, slap them down in the comments. And to make it stand out, so it's easy to pick out, just write in capital letters "question" and then write your question, because then I'll but only if it's a question. Don't write that and like not write a question. That's just not cool. Oh, let's see. All right, I scrolled up to where Jamie ruined the show. Weirdo is good in a society where everybody is wearing the same suit, face, shape, and mindset. I'm a weirdo. I know it. I accept it. You should too. Oh, I'm totally a weirdo. Yeah. But some people often use that term as an insult. I don't consider it an insult at all. Although I would love to be in a society or at least a little community where I'm not a weirdo, where I'm like, we're being like me is totally normal. Not because I need to fit in, but because I want to be around people who are trying to do the right thing and, you know, all that stuff. And when I say people like me, I don't mean people who are literally doing the same things as me, like wearing the same clothes and building the same things. I mean, like, have the same kind of underlying philosophy, kind of moving them along and doing different things, because I would love to be living around different people who are, you know, experimenting with different things, and then we can share ideas and stuff. And this comes back to the term unique, like in a society like that. Well, in a society where everyone's wearing the suit and tie, all those people are the same, even though technically they're different people. They're all unique. And then if I had a society of all adventure builders, then, you know, each person wouldn't be particularly unique either, even though they'd be all doing different things and would be unique. Okay, Captain Insano has a question too. This is a brushless motors question. Why do I keep getting brushless motors questions? Do you think brushless motors are stupid compared to brushed motors? No. Why? Is that the same guy who keeps asking that question? Anyway, every week I get this brushed motors question. No. I prefer brushed motors because it's easy to replace brushes in a motor than it is to replace the electronics in a brushless motor. And I think it'd be really cool if someone figured out how to make a brushless motor without fancy electronics, like something that's more robust, that's going to last. I think about that every once in a while. I'm pretty sure it can be done. You just got to get imaginative. That's the kind of thing where, like, if I wasn't working so much on just creating you know, a positive lifestyle, which I think is the most basic thing I need to be able to do anything. Like, if I had that all straightened out, I'd want to spend more time on things like figuring out how to make a brushless motor that doesn't have sensitive electronics. That would be great. Because then, you know, the weak part of electric motors is either the brushes or the electronics. So, Jamie, would it be possible to get an autograph on the shirt you are wearing? I would be honored to wear it. You want this stinky old shirt? Actually, it's pretty new. I mean, it's possible, but like, it's not easy to ship things out of here. I don't know. We can talk about that maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Karina is really remote and you barely have phone signal, but you can watch my lives. That's great. All right, question. There's a question. What do islands cost down there? Well, it's a big range of prices. Like, if you go through a real estate agent, you can basically add a 0 to the price. But what we did is we lived down here for a year before we bought our first piece of land, and just got to know people. And this is what I would recommend this if you're moving anywhere and want to buy some land, like you want to move off grid. And maybe it won't take a whole year. I mean, part of the difficulty for us was we were moving to a culture we didn't know, in a language that was not our first language. You know, there's a lot to learn. Just logistically, like figuring out how to get things and how to like build a boat and, you know, all this stuff. But anyway, you know, if you go to a place and get to know people, you can like knock a 0 off the price of a lot of things that you could otherwise get through a real estate agent. And like, for example, the island I'm on right now is $5,000, and like, you couldn't get anything like that through a real estate agent. And we couldn't have gotten that, you know, looking online or anything. We had to be here and talk to people and get to know them and have someone say, hey, we'd like you to stay, you know, what do you need? And it was like, well, we need to get some land. And this guy's like, well, I got this, you know, little island here I'm not doing anything with, you know, I'd sell it. So, but land prices vary hugely depending on, how you do it and what kind of person you are. Like, if people don't want you around, it's going to cost a lot more. But if you're super cool, then, you know, the prices go way down. Let's see, where am I? Question, oh, that was the brushless motors. Question, is weed illegal there to smoke and grow? Yeah, it is actually totally illegal. Although I don't really want to be surrounded by people growing weed and like that's their main thing. That just doesn't sound that interesting to me. Let's see. Hey, Deshana,
Yeah.
are you paying attention to the comments at all?
Yeah.
You got any questions?
Oh, sure.
Wait, there's a community of people that have bought abandoned chateaus in France. There are hundreds of them, and they fix them up and then run wedding events and B&B spaces out of. That sounds kind of cool. Hey, do you have any questions?
Oh,
Deshane is sick, so she's like half asleep. She's totally out of it. Last week she was pretty out of it too.
Would you ever take on a video production intern?
Would I take on a video production intern? Yeah. Depends on the-
giant bumblebee in his house. Oh my god, is he gonna fall into the video?
I wish he would come right here in the screen. Yeah, there's this bumblebee like this big. Okay, not quite. Oh, speaking of animals, this morning, I'll answer that question in a second.
Do you want me to just sit next to you?
Yeah, come sit next to me. But this morning,
You have to move over.
yeah, I kind of want to show you. Deshana looks like just like a deflated whoopee cushion right now. She's just like on the ground, feeling like crap. But on the way over here this morning, the kids were at my house last night. So we got in the boat and we're driving over. And, you know, the kids are hanging out at the front of the boat, looking over the front. And I'm like, hey, there's dolphins over there. And Car Canyon missed them. He's like, where? And I was like, just keep looking that way. They'll come up. And they came up again. And then he's like, oh, there they are. And like 3 minutes later, they came up like right beside the boat. And then at least one. Hey, you guys, how many dolphins were swimming under the boat?
2.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah, then there were two dolphins swimming right under the boat, like right under where the kids are standing. Because they like the front of the boat, I have a catamaran, right? So it's got a thing, and then there's a flat floor, and there's like a railing thing, so the kids can stand right up at the front and look down at the water. And there were 2 dolphins like swimming right under the boat, right under their faces.
Wouldn't
That
it
was
have been cool to have like harnesses to just like lower
hook
down
onto the
water
dolphins
and
and,
like,
and
swim
pull
with
us.
you?
Yeah. Well, I often when I'm driving to town, I think about lowering nets into the water.
Right.
You know, like just like a tennis racket, but loose.
Yeah.
So a dolphin can put his face in, and then putting a little fish in the front, so you can, oh, I want to get it, and just swim and just drag my boat.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there were 2 dolphins swimming under the boat this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were swimming with us for a while, right?
Yeah, until one just swam under and then kept swimming under.
Oh, he kept swimming under the boat?
Yeah.
That's cool. I wonder if anyone else can understand. I obviously understand my 4-year-old, but you know, I know it's not easy to understand other people's kids. Oh yeah, would I accept it? Oh, you hid my things.
Yeah,
Okay.
it drives me nuts
What was
when
the
you do that
question?
while I'm sitting next to you. Would you ever take on a video production intern
I would totally take on a video production intern. That would be amazing.
If
Actually,
it's a boy.
if he's cool. See, I would want to. Yeah, obviously. Anyway, it would be cool. Yeah, because like, I don't have time to edit the videos and everything. Like the last
But I
video
do-
I really edited was the movie I made.
Right.
I mean, every once in a while I do a little bit of editing, but basically I'm just slapping the videos together. I didn't used to watch them at all. I would just like take my camera, dump it in, put it all together, and like upload it. But then I had kids, and like every once in a while there's like a naked kid in the background or something. So now I actually watch the video and watch for little penises or whatever. And but I don't really edit them. But yeah, it would be cool to have someone around who like actually wanted to edit the videos. And it would be even cooler if they wanted to like, do other things. 'Cause it's not all videos here, of course. Yeah.
Right. So that being said, there have been a lot of comments that say they really like that you've stuck to your same, just not editing. Really.
Well, maybe
Like,
then no. The
that-
answer is no.
that other people, they become like more famous on YouTube, and then they like change their production
Yeah.
methods and stuff, and that they really like that you just stick with what's been working.
Yeah, I do. When I originally started, I was like, I want to do like a lot of just like raw video, because then you see, the real stuff, not some. Oh, check out my muscles. I'm getting more muscles. Wait, I gotta get in the light right. Oh yeah. Anyway,
Oh, and
hey, no one else is giving me compliments here. Do I have good muscles?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, and I
So-
swam on board when I was running a yacht.
Yes, you run a lot and you're getting big muscles too. Yeah, so when I originally started doing the videos, I was like, I want to make sure I keep doing a lot of just like raw video without a lot of editing. So, the thing that I thought about when I was first doing it, I've never mentioned this before, which is exciting because usually when I'm talking, I feel like I've already said things like 8 times. The zombie movie? The one, it was like Day of the Dead, maybe, the one where they went to a mall and I can't remember the actors' names in them.
Yeah.
But anyway, there was a
can't
bunch of
think of
actors
either.
who, I mean, people, they're not actors in the movie, of course. A bunch of people who ended up in a mall, and they spent like most of the movie in a mall, and the zombies were outside, and at one point they're like on the roof of the mall, and there's this guy, this like weird survivalish guy who's like in a house like across the parking lot and across the street, and they can see him with binoculars, but there's total like piles of zombies between them, so they can't get to each other, and they can't, they're like, hey, come over, and he's like, but he has like a sniper rifle and stuff. So the guys on the mall, he would write down like, I think they wrote like Burt Reynolds and shows it to them, and then they look in their binoculars, and the guy over on the house would be like, oh, there we go, and he would shoot the zombie that looks like Burt Reynolds, and they had these silly games. But anyway, that guy ended up getting bitten and died and everything.
Oh no.
But he did some video, like some video documentation, just like really raw. I think they just showed it at the end of the movie or something.
Right.
And where he's just like, hey, here I am. I'm in my bunker. I'm getting hungry. There's some people over there. I can't get to them. Okay, over now. And
Yeah.
turn it back, come back on.
journal, like
Yeah, it's
video
been 2
journal.
days now, and I just ate the last of my food, and man, a zombie, zombies are getting close, and then come back in. A zombie bit me, and it was like, yeah, it was very like
It would be
very
really
raw,
funny
just like.
if the last one had been him being a zombie.
Oh, I think he did end up turning into a zombie at the end, or he got
Like, on
eaten.
the video.
Anyway, but yeah. Anyway, that was a little bit of my inspiration. I was like, yeah, I want to keep it like raw and real like that. So maybe, although, I mean, every once in a while, I want to do a video where it's like kind of a compilation where I put stuff together.
Yes.
Like I did my movie, or like I
That's all right,
did a
I'll be
few
Up here?
like building
That's
of
all
the
right.
zombie. No, building of one of the boats I did, or the giant robot project I condensed all into like 10 minutes or something. Dude, you need to go downstairs because you're talking to us too much. I love you though. Carcanian woke up this morning stinking, so we had a shower first thing in the morning.
Dylan
Oh, no one knows that.
Snakenberg asks, did y'all go to college?
One thing before that, there is one thing I really do kind of still want to do in terms of editing, which is put music in my movie.
Right.
Like I feel like I did a pretty good job in the movie, and I did the editing good and everything came out good. But I think it could really use music.
Right.
And one guy said he would help with that, but then he didn't end up. I don't know, he got busy or something.
Oh, thanks, Daniel Schaller.
Yeah, if there's anyone who's like into music who wanted to maybe like help by putting some music in my movie, what's it called? The Adventure Builder movie.
Yeah.
When you go to my YouTube channel, it's like the main thing that stays there,
I
right?
think it is for new
people.
people.
I haven't been on my own thing in a long time. I don't know how it works. But anyway, the Adventure Builder movie is what it's called, right?
Right.
I know what I called my movie, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be great to put music in that. And every once in a while, I think maybe I just need to start working on that. Because I think I could do it. It would just take me like months to produce anything reasonably decent. Okay, did we go to college?
Yeah.
I did attend Brown University. That should have been my first clue of how poopy it was going to be. Brown University. Oh, it was just, the entire experience put me off, like, just like, what's it called? Like just modern society and
Industrialized education.
industrialized education, but and just like the business world and just that whole thing. God, by the time I was done that, and I stuck it out till I graduated because I was like, I mean, by the end of the first semester, I was like,
Oh, really loud today, by the way.
I can't. Okay, I can't deal with this crap. But I felt like I needed to finish it, and I started, sneaking into the workshops to use their tools. So I found ways to make it kind of worth being there. But just the classes themselves and the culture and just everything was about reputation. Oh God, it was horrible. But I did graduate, so. You didn't finish. You were smart enough to get out before you finished.
Yeah, I had like 12 credits. No, 9 credits left.
How much is a credit? Is that
like
like half a semester to go or something? Yeah.
It's like a semester.
Yeah.
Half
I remember when
semester.
you moved to the dome and you were thinking about finishing it.
Yeah.
And
I
then
could.
and then finally, well, you started doing the
Yeah.
looking into it, and then finally you're like, I think you even asked me. You're like, is this
What's the point?
And I was like, dude, that's a waste of time. What are you doing? To get some stupid paper that you're gonna light on fire and then make a big video about it? Oh yeah, I did finish university, and then I also made a video on YouTube of me lighting my what's it called, diploma on fire, and basically explaining why I thought the paper was worthless, and it ended up on. Someone linked it from like a recruiting website for Brown University. So like all these potential students were on there and watched it, and people got angry and
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I can't say I was upset about that. What's your next question?
Frederick Brincat would like to know.
Frederick Brincat?
Frederick.
Frederick.
In the beginning of your island boat building period, you were considering a hydrofoil boat. I am fixated with hydrofoil, and they have come a long way in the past few years. Any thoughts?
Well, the reason I haven't pursued hydrofoils more is because it's like it's not really good for a cargo boat, It's like I want to drive my boat. Okay, this is the thought I ended up having. Okay, I could get hydrofoils going on my boat, and I could drive one way super fast. Yeah. But then I'm gonna put like 1,200 pounds of stuff in my boat, and I won't be able to get back up on the hydrofoils because it's too much weight. And then I'm gonna be driving back either with the hydrofoils in the water or pull them up, in which case they're gonna be in the way. And then I was just like, it's gonna end up being more in the way. It's just not gonna end up being worth it, Although every once in a while I do think like maybe I should just make a little personal, like 1 or 2 seater. Doesn't need to take much cargo, just a little speeder. But then when I start thinking about that, I want to make an airplane instead. So like a ground effect airplane, which would basically fly low over the water, like not a high flying airplane, just a low flying one. So that ends up bumping out the hydrofoils in my priority list in my head. But maybe at some point I'll get there, and I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff I have to do before that anyway. And like for now, I need cargo more than I need speed.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay.
Go ahead. I'm ready for you. Okay. What are you saying?
So a couple people have commented to the quality of the live today, and it has nothing to do with the tablet video. It's the internet connection. Anytime you notice,
wait, what's going on? The internet was so fast today.
Anytime you notice pixelation or tiling from like lives in general, it has to do with the internet connection, not the video. Camera's quality. So
yeah, we're like 15 miles away from
about that,
the
guys.
internet tower.
Like it comes and goes. We're having storms, over the last few days, so that probably affects it too. So
what's is it good right now?
Yeah, I mean it's coming and going.
Oh, because this morning I was using the internet. It was super fast.
No, yeah, the internet's been fine for me. It's just I guess this live is,
Well, all this is a lot to push through a little signal.
Yeah. So Frederick Brincat commented, ground effect vehicle, not airplane. Oh
God, are you gonna start beating me over the head with that?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, ground effect vehicle. It's just an airplane that flies low over the ground. Like it doesn't fly high. It takes advantage of this phenomenon. Well, it's just like when an airplane flies, it's pushing air down. And if you're close to the ground, it pushes the air down, and the air can't go down very far because it hits the ground, and it, kind of like makes the air harder to push down, so it gives you more lift, so you can fly along the ground.
Oh, to be clear, I didn't mean I didn't understand what that was. I just didn't understand why that comment made you like.
Well, no,
respond
it's
that
just
way.
I was because when I was making like the giant robot, for example,
Right.
I would just get all these messages. That's not a robot. That's not a robot. That's not a robot. And I'm just like, I don't give a crap. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna call it a robot. And then I looked up the actual definition for a robot,
Yeah.
and I was like, just about anything could be a robot. Like,
Are you a robot?
shoelace is qualified as a robot, like based on the dictionary definition.
Could
I
a
don't-
shirt be a robot?
Something like that. I don't know. It was such a huge like
Yeah. broad
range of
category.
stuff. But people were saying it's not a robot unless it does this and has this and has this. And now I'm
Oh,
just
yes.
thinking like
That's
someone's
what-
going to be like ground effect vehicle. It's not an airplane. It's a
Yeah.
ground effect vehicle. And if I'm flying and not touching the ground, I'm flying, man. I don't care if I'm flying 1,000 feet in the air or 2 feet in the air. If I'm flying, I am friggin' flying.
Yeah.
I'm calling it an airplane. You can call it whatever you want. I don't.
Yeah. So that's exactly. He just clarified. That's what he was saying.
So right now he's saying, Jamie, you're bull.
He's saying you
Stuff.
can't call it a plane.
No, I can. I can call it a giant turd if I want. I could call it a turtle's anus. I
And
can
then
call
he
it a
just
turtle's
sent
anus.
us a laughing face because he says,
No,
"Sorry
no. This
sorry
isn't.
for
This is no
correcting.
laughing
I
matter,
was just
man.
answering Shayna's question."
This is no laughing matter.
Um,
I really like that I get to see my face because I look ridiculous.
Rolfie says that pelicans fly in ground effect a lot.
Anyway, I just want to say to Frederick, I am totally joking. Everything's totally cool, but this is not a laughing matter.
Nurse just
Just
said, but
kidding.
this isn't over yet.
This isn't over yet. No, but then I might have to remember this later. He's gonna say something. I'm gonna be like, "What are you talking about?"
Exactly. That's why it will be
I
funny.
have a history erase button. I don't remember what happened 30 seconds ago.
What happened
So-
30 seconds ago?
You just said Rolfie something. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened before that.
Rolfie says the pelicans fly in ground effect
Yes!
a lot.
This
and
is
he
one of the
says
reasons I think about this
it's
a lot.
a very efficient way to fly.
There are pelicans around here. I've got them on camera a few times. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
And yeah, man, they just like pelicans are huge, right? They got the big silly face. Oh, I
So
love them.
goofy.
Oh, yeah, they just like jump off the mangroves and they're just like the
Like,
water's like here, and
The
they're just
tips
like
of their wings sometimes even
yeah, they'll
touch the
drag them
water.
in the water and just make a little line. And every once in a while, like they'll go like I don't know, hundreds of meters just without flapping, and then they'll tip up and get up and then flap a little bit to get going, and then and just go right back into just ground effecting. Man, those suckers are flying. They're not birds though. The ground effect vehicles. Until they get
I mean,
Starlink.
A vehicle. What's the definition of a vehicle? I mean,
Mm.
they technically could be
Hey,
vehicles.
hey, they're airplane
animals.
birds. They're airplane animals. Dude, I've been having crazy dreams lately. Speaking of that, I don't know why that came up, but I had some crazy birds in my dreams last night. Man, yeah.
Yeah. What happened to your awesome workboat?
Probably talking about my shark slicer, right? That's my biggest boat. You want to go get that baby?
Yeah.
My
That's
2-year-old
not on the left.
has just
by the way.
alerted everyone to her existence. She just woke up upstairs. Oh yeah, what happened to my shark slicer? That's my biggest boat. Well, it's parked at my house right now, and I'm slowly starting to renovate it. I want to put pedals on it, and I want to change the top and change a bunch of things, and start using it again for like every once in a while I'll pull it out and use it when I have some big things I have to move, but for the most part I don't use it much. But I want to make it I just want to make it more like I'm going to use it more often. Because right now I always choose my other boats, and the reason I always choose one of the other boats anytime I want to go out and do something is because they have pedals and a motor. And I really like having both because know, if it's cloudy and I can't use the solar panels, then I want to be able to pedal. Now the shark slicer had batteries. I actually took the batteries off it recently because I'm starting to renovate it. And most of my boats have pedal power and solar power, no batteries or anything. If it's cloudy, I just pedal. And the shark slicer, the big cargo boat, it just had you know, batteries and solar panels and the motors. But that means if anytime I'm driving around, I'm using the battery. So yeah, I want to change it to put pedals on it, and I want to put like more than 2 pedal spots. So like 4 people could pedal at once would be great.
Hey.
And then hold on, dude. And then I want to lower the solar panels to make it a little more aerodynamic and like cut open a thing on the front. Yeah, I just want to do a bunch of renovating of it. And also in the pontoons, since you can get inside the pontoons, and I've taken that boat places and, you know, camped out in it and slept in it. It's pretty good. But one pontoon was for me, and I gave Deshana the other pontoon, and she hasn't done anything with it in a long time. So I want to clean her side out, and you know, you just, I don't know, fancy it up. You know, I want to do a whole tune-up, and I have a bunch of ideas of things I want to do to it, which I'll get in video. All right, hold on. My 4-year-old wants to tell me something. Go for it. Yeah.
And you could put 2 motors on the shark slicer.
I could put 2 motors on the shark slicer. It did have 2 motors. It actually has 2 motors on it right now. One doesn't have the propeller on it, but it's over there. I can put it on.
Or you could put 1 more motor.
I could put 1 motor. So it would have 3 motors.
Yeah.
It did at one point in time have 3 motors on it, because I had the 2 motors sticking out attached to the backs of the pontoons on the sides. And then I also had a long shaft propeller motor thing that was in the middle, and I was just kind of testing that. But I don't think I ever actually turned all 3 on at the same time, because that would have been a bit excessive. Oh, since Deshana's not here, I can look at this. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, this is questions from, oh wait. Oh, this is questions from videos recently. All right, so I'm ignoring the comments for a second because I can't see them. Could you use the masts to build a wind turbine? Yeah, although if I build a wind turbine, I think I want to build like the Dutch windmill, you know, like a tower, you know, kind of like the old style lighthouse towers, but like with a big propeller on it, and then it would turn like some, and I would probably make it so it doesn't even, the whole thing doesn't rotate, although I could make it all rotate. But there is a prevailing wind here. Like 90% of the time, the wind is coming from the north. So I just face it north. And then just make a big like concrete building with a propeller on it. Kind of like in Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. It's a Studio Ghibli anime. And then have it go in and turn some gears and pulleys and stuff. And then I could run machinery directly off it. I could also run, you know, a generator for electricity and stuff. But I think it would be cool to have like, you know, drill presses and table saws and stuff like that running directly off, you know, the mechanical wind power. I really like that kind of stuff because you can see all the moving parts, and if anything's broken or needs to be repaired, you can see it and it's easy to get to. Because anytime you start getting into electronic stuff, it's you know, it's harder to repair, it's harder to fix and, you know, work on it and stuff. Like generally with a motor, if the motor has a problem, well, if you're just replacing the brushes, no big deal. But like if the windings, the wire windings get damaged on the inside, oh man, it's like a nightmare to pull all that out and redo the wires. And I've done it, but and it's, yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. I was talking about the wind turbine. We don't seem to see much of your cool work. Well, okay, that's fine. Jamie, I missed it, but what happened to the old big white sailboat? Oh, it's just partly sunk out there. I'm just using it as a fishing platform. But all right, let me just tell this one again. I told this like a month ago. I bought this big old sailboat for $1,200, and when I bought it, I knew, you know, the hull was not in great shape, but like it had 2 giant aluminum masts and all this stainless steel hardware on it, and I was like, okay, all that stuff's definitely worth way more than $1,200. So even if it ends up sinking, I'll get my money's worth. So I bought it, dragged it back here, that was a funny story. I got a guy, I paid him to drag it back here, and he was just being inefficient and ran out of gas partway. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we got here eventually, and I took a bunch of stuff off the sailboat, like all the steel cables. The stainless steel cables are now wrapped around my house. They're like the tension in the concrete on my house, because I don't want to use normal steel in concrete, because especially in this kind of environment, it'll rust really easily. So I use the stainless steel cables from the sailboat. And then one of the masts I've cut into pieces, and it's holding up the third floor at my house, which the third floor isn't really built, but it's just got this, kind of a skeletal framework. And anyway, I got a lot of stuff off the stuff, and it was leaking water when I got it. And there was a pump and a solar panel kind of keeping it floating. And at some point it rained a lot, and the sun wasn't out, and the battery couldn't keep up with all this water coming in. So at one point the boat was going down, and I was like, all right, do I go crazy trying to save this thing, or do I just pull off everything I can to and just kind of let it go? And just based on the condition of the hull of the boat, I was like, I'm not sure if I can really, I could save it right now, but it was in really rough shape. So I pulled off all the valuable stuff I could get, and now it's partly submerged, but it's still sticking out, so I can go walk on it and fish off it and stuff like that, or the dog can run around on it, whatever. But that's where it is. It's just over there, partially sunk. I could still rescue it, kind of. Let's see. Instead of a guest house, why not make a kitchen? Ooh, yes, I want to have a kitchen in the guest house. So I'm starting to work on making a guest house at my house, like up on the hill behind my house. And well, let me just read this whole comment. It seems like it would be really nice to have a covered area for cooking, food prep. Oops, I just pushed the button. What did I do? Okay. Plus, then you could build yourself an oven. Ooh, that's a separate thing, but yes. So when I say I want to build a guest house, people could stay in it, but I also do want to use it when people aren't staying in it for other things. Like I want to have a good kitchen in there, and I do want to build a nice oven, like a brick oven to make pizzas and stuff like that. That's definitely on my list of things to do. It's not at the top of my priority list yet, but I'm getting there. And when I get to the guest house, we'll see. I've been thinking about a lot of different things. Like I kind of want to have a guest house, and then I want to have a covered area out in front of it, probably, just to have a shaded zone that's outside. And I don't know. I have a bunch of ideas. But first, I just need to do a bunch of digging and dig out that area, flatten it out, and then since I'm getting all that dirt, I can use it to build walkways, and there's a lot of landscaping stuff to do.
I'm sorry.
Let's see. Oh, here's a question. Okay. Maybe a stupid question or suggestion. I don't know. Would it be possible to use this? Oh, thanks.
Don't half of it.
Oh, I don't want half. That's good. You'll just have to make me pee. Okay, would it be possible to use the ship mast as pipes? Okay, so I was talking about making a walkway and then making a bridge over to my other island, because where my house is, it's on one island. But when I bought that island, it was like two islands, really. So there's kind of a swamp between the two islands. And when it's high tide, it's underwater. But most of the time, you can just kind of walk through the mud to the other island. But I'm putting a bunch of dirt to make like a path so it's totally dry, and then a bridge over to the other island. And he's asking if I could just take the masts and use them as pipes to let water go through and just cover it with dirt. Yeah, but if I was going to do that, I would use PVC pipes, not the ship masts. Although I don't want to do that, because if I make a bridge, then I could conceivably kayak under it, which I might want to do at some point. And I just really would like a bridge. I think that would be fun. I think that would be super cool to have a super cool bridge. Oh, Oh, okay, let's see. How about a floating bridge? I don't want to do a floating bridge because it's going to go up and down all the time, you know? And then it would have to have flexible connections. I'd rather just, since I'm going from something solid to something solid, I'd rather just keep a solid thing that's not moving. Tree stems for the new bridge. I don't want to use wood for a bridge because then I have to worry about termites. I'd rather build something that's just going to like outlast me. And I know I can treat wood, but it's still not going to last as long as like an aluminium thing or a fiberglass thing. Although the metal will last longer than a fiberglass thing even. And someone asked about fiberglass in here, I'm pretty sure. And the reason that I'm thinking about using fiberglass for the bridge. The problem is the fiberglass needs to stay covered with paint, or else the sun degrades the resin and it gets weak over a few years and then just kind of falls apart. So I would need to keep paint on it. But if that's the surface of the bridge, then people are walking on it. I'm driving wheelbarrows back and forth. The paint's going to get worn off, blah, blah, blah. A solution to that would be to put a concrete layer over. I don't know. If I can just do it with metal, I think that would be really great. What is it like to dig and not hit rocks? Oh my God, it's amazing. Like there's still roots and stuff, but to dig and not hit rocks, yeah. Where I used to live in Vermont, if I was digging, man, I was just clunk, clunk, constantly hitting rocks. But here they're like no rocks. It's great. Not no rocks, but like, I'll end up with like a handful of rocks after digging out a huge area. I want to show. Oh, you're doing the thing now? Mm-hmm. Okay. What questions did I miss?
I don't know.
Because Deshana hid my what are these called?
Comment.
My comments from me.
The chat.
If I click on that button, I can make them show again, right? Mm-hmm. That one right there?
No.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh. Fancy technology. I don't know. They keep changing how the buttons work.
Brian wants to know.
Who's Brian?
Murphy.
Oh. Hey, Brian Murphy. How you doing, man?
Any thoughts on
Did you know that my best friend growing up was Brian? Not Brian Murphy.
Yeah, I remember
different
that.
Brian.
I don't remember his last name, but I do remember you talking about Brian. Any thoughts on sodium silicate? And do you do much chemistry?
Well, I have the ingredients to do some sodium silicate. Like I have some of the crystal kitty litter and some lye, and I need a stainless pot or something to do it in. I don't want to do it in my cooking pot. And last time I went to town, I went looking for a stainless steel pot that was reasonably decent thickness, and like they sell tons of aluminum stuff, and I was like, no, it's got to be stainless steel. I need stainless steel.
Why?
And then because the stainless steel won't react with it. I'm not sure if aluminum would be okay.
You could test it out with the pot that has a hole in it.
No, I don't. I mean, I just want to use a stainless thing.
Okay.
I mean, I suspect the aluminum. Would someone just decide how that's called?
Why don't you just call it aluminum?
Because I know it is both. Minimum. So I suspect it would react with the minimum and have a problem. But I don't know that for sure. But like in the video I watched, the guy said do it in glass or stainless steel, and I just took his word for it. And I'm not going to buy some expensive Pyrex.
You know why I think you don't want to call it just aluminum?
Please, Deshana. Please enlighten me. Yes, let's hear it.
I think it's like because you just like to be weird.
That's it. I like to be weird.
I think you like the attention that it gets to that particular statement, just that word in general. Because then everybody's like, "Why do you say it like that, Jamie?"
No,
say it, and nobody's gonna say it. Nobody's gonna say anything about it.
People say something about it.
Really?
Everyone in Europe is like, "You sound like a stupid moron." Aluminum. What are you, a retard? And if I say aluminium, all the Americans are like, "Oh, you some uptight retard."
From Canada.
Anyway,
like
I'm exaggerating slightly, but people totally say something about it.
I mean,
Minimum. Okay, I don't care about this. I don't want attention for aluminum.
Jamie, it's
just
okay.
come
We
on.
all know that you just want to.
All right, give me this freaking thing.
Don't
Come on.
touch my tablet.
I'm gonna kick you out.
I can leave.
Oh my god. Can we move on?
Classic dude Mike. He said the results for the machine.
Oh yeah, how'd your fart machine go?
I collect the gas in an air mattress. I hook the mattress up to a stove and put a heavy rock on the mattress to keep the gas pressure positive so it won't feedback.
And it works.
So,
And he's got it working. It totally works.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Well, I'm presuming he explained all that because it is working.
Oh, apparently sodium hydroxide lye will react very quickly with aluminum.
There you go. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So I needed. So anyway, when I was in town trying to find a stainless steel pot, I could not find one that wasn't like they have these really thin, like you could just dent it with
Why
your
didn't you
thumb.
just get a plastic pot?
And I'm just, yeah, I'll just put that on the fire. That won't be a problem at all, right? Anyway, but then I found one. The only thing I found that was not super like paper thin stainless steel pot was this ice bucket. And I was like, and it was like
the kinds from, like, a
$40.
hotel?
Yeah. And I'm like, can't you just have a decent stainless pot?
I guess you're just gonna have to make one.
So I'm probably just gonna have to go on Amazon and find one and order it. And
I'm
it'll be here
surprised
in a
you don't
month.
just make one.
Because I don't want to use my good scrap for that. I don't have anything good to make it with. I mean, I could.
I got a clay pot.
All right.
Wood?
You want to smack?
Oh man, I'm
gonna get
killing
Sean
myself.
Connery in here to give you a smack.
He's dead.
I know.
So unfortunate.
Oh, I know. All those women who need a smack. Who's gonna give them a smack now? I'm
The
gonna.
penis analyzer. What was it?
Oh yeah. the penis mightier, the penis
Penis
mightier.
mightier.
Oh, for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about right now, Saturday Night Live, this show in the United States, which is just a comedy show, they did this skit of this TV show called Jeopardy. Oh, people who don't know about it, are going to be like, what are you even talking about? But anyway, it's just this game show. And they did like, a fake version of it that was silly. And one of the guests was Sean Connery. And he always mispronounced the categories. So one of the categories was the pen is mightier. And he said, well, I'll take the penis mightier, Trebek. Because the host's name was Alex Trebek. And Alex Trebek would be like, no, it's the pen is mightier. And he's like, are you sure about that? Because if you've got this penis mightier, you're sitting on a gold mine there, I tell you. And, yeah, they're all kinds of silly. Anyway.
Oh, Tim Fergal suggests that when you say.
My favorite one was.
Oh,
I'll take the rapist, Alex. He's like, that's therapist. Are you sure about that? Okay.
So Tim Fergal suggests when you say aluminum.
Oh God, we're back on this.
Or aluminum.
I'm just gonna start talking about toilets now.
AI number 13.
AI 13. Wait, what's AI number 13? I thought it was AL.
AL, sorry.
Oh God.
I'm sorry.
For a second, I thought I did not know any of
a capital
I got
L.
I got
Anyway,
AI.
that should be diplomatic for all.
AL number 13.
AL number 13.
AL number 13.
There you go, solved.
Yeah, no, but that's not going to work. You know how many people are going to be like, what in the bananas are you talking about?
What in the bananas are you talking about? So
I'm just going to give up on the material entirely. I'm no longer using aluminum.
There you go.
I'm just going to start making everything out of titanium, and I'm just going to have to go win the lottery so I can. Do you know how much like a sheet of titanium costs? It's like $1,000. Like if you get a 4x8 sheet that's like 16 inches. Because, of course I looked it up. I was like, man, it would be amazing to make a titanium boat. And then I looked at the price of the thing. So I was thinking, it's going to be expensive. And then I looked and I was like, what would be amazing? Not making a titanium boat.
I have a really important question.
Unless I came across some titanium sheets, which would be amazing. But
not,
I am not buying them.
Not the Titanic.
It would cost like as much as like all of my land here. Not like the Titanic. Well-
I have a really important question that Burl Goff would like me to ask.
Okay, broke off. Oh no. Why do you have the tone like this is going to be ridiculous? Is this another?
Have you thought about Starlink?
Never. Actually, that's the reason we don't have it because I've never thought about it. Actually, to be totally honest, I'm like, the internet works. Why do I need new internet? It's doing this thingy.
Yeah.
I did. We got the internet right there.
Mhm.
On the. Right,
Yeah.
why do I need some more?
Well, maybe
internet?
if we say something about it in every single live, eventually Elon will be like, "Oh, we need to give Starlink to those people."
Yeah, I bet Elon Musk watches my videos.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm sure he does.
He has so much time in his
He's
day.
just like, hey guys, let's take a break and watch some Jaimo videos. He uploaded a new one. Hey, just hold the launch. We just need a few minutes. Astronauts, we're gonna be piping you in a feed. Just hold on. All right, here you go. Here's Jamie. And the astronauts are sitting up there. All right. Yeah, man. You go, Jamie. All right, we gotta take off.
Yeah, just like
That's totally what's happening. I'm sure. You know. Of like the 2,000 people who are gonna watch this, that's
Yeah.
it's like half those guys.
I mean, you know, because
Sorry.
like,
Yeah.
that's the thing to do.
Yeah, what do you got there live chat?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Get a used flying saucer.
I see a question.
Yeah, I just said it to you.
What else was I supposed to talk about today?
Used flying saucers.
I talked about the video game thing. Has
Oh.
anyone
Did
played
you
it?
talk about?
I think the coolest thing about that. And like I need to update all the information under the video game and stuff. So just ignore that. Like the donate button doesn't work and whatever. But the video game itself works. And if you scroll down, you can download a desktop version of the video game.
Mhm.
And if anyone's played the new version, let me know how it went. Like,
Yeah.
It's good. Are you having fun? Do you hate it? What?
Well, so far everybody said it looked cool, except one person. He said he couldn't get on board with it.
That's fine. Why even say that? Like, why? Oh, you know what would be the most valuable thing I could do with the next 8.5 seconds of my life? I can get on board with it. I don't understand trolls, man. It's like
But
like
he
they're.
did say that he really wants you to succeed.
Oh well, okay then.
So it's
Then
okay.
then fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Still,
I told him that he was entitled to his own opinion and that we aren't here to satisfy everybody's.
I can't get on board with
desires.
it.
Yeah. You probably shouldn't get on board then.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
don't even try.
Yeah, it's cool.
I know. I did realize that I need to start saying the thing at the end of all my videos,
Mhm.
where it's like, you know, if you like this video, good.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
You should probably say it right at the beginning.
Yeah.
If you like this video, and then just move on.
Yeah. Yeah. So is it just me or is it silly when people say over and over, if you like this video, link, subscribe, click the thing, do the belly thing, or
Well,
whatever.
okay, so
And,
to
like-
be fair, that could be the people that are trying to get monetized because. it
Well, yeah, I
helps.
know, but like everybody knows. I don't know, whatever.
No, actually, I've had some of my followers,
They're like,
subscribers, whatever.
I wouldn't have thought of that. If
No,
you didn't
actually,
say
a few
it.
of them are like, "Thank you for reminding me," because
Oh.
you know they get into like
Well,
watching.
maybe I
video
should be doing
and
it.
they don't. Well, you
but I
shouldn't, 'cause
don't.
you're fine. You
I
don't have
don't.
to worry about it and stuff.
I don't know that I'm fine. I'm just not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
What are they talking about in live chat? They're talking about all this stuff. You don't even let me see.
Greetings from Vancouver Island. Love these live streams and the randomness of your
How
conversations.
how can you not share that with me?
I just did.
You
It
don't
just
compliment
popped
on
up.
my muscles, even though I've been like pumping up lately, and you don't tell me that people like my live streams, and I'm sitting here going, does anybody even like this? Does anybody? Give me that. I'm gonna turn them on. Oh, but you're not doing your job.
You're not doing your job.
Come on, what do you got?
I'm being weird.
No, wait, stop being weird. You be weird on your own time.
You be weird on your own time. I
Look,
didn't know I could
Karina
download your
Ludmilla
video.
Christia says, independent author. Oh, she's answering
No,
someone's
she
question.
just is laughing.
Oh,
This
she's
is
just
her
laughing.
name.
Oh,
This
that's
is
her
name.
Yeah, she's the lady who sent us some
Yeah,
books
she
for the
sent us
kids
books.
recently.
Yeah.
Did you put any of those books on your channel? Did
No,
you read
I've
some?
been emailing her. I read one of them
Oh.
so far. It just,
So wait,
school
so you
just
did
started.
read one of
I
them
read one of them.
online?
No,
On your-
no,
to
I
your
don't know
kids?
that I'm reading them online. She wanted me to review them.
Oh, and tell her how they are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've been giving her feedback like you need to fix your spelling.
Oh no, I haven't talked to her about the book yet. I told her that I read the book. It's just I just started school with the kids
So, Karina,
like 2 weeks ago.
Just wait, you gotta fix your spelling. I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
I actually looked through one of the books when they first got
Which
here.
one? The one with the dragon on it?
Yeah, the one with the dragon on it.
I knew you'd look at that one.
And well, it's got a dragon. I mean, come on. And it's like half the book was the story, and the second half of the book was like how it was like the making of the book. And I thought that was really cool. And honestly, for a second, I was like, why do you gotta put all that in there? But then I was like, no, I like that. That's cool. I want to see. Then that I thought was the most interesting part, at least to me.
Book that was.
Because like whenever I'm watching movies or reading a book or anything like that, I always want to know how, like what all happened to make this become a thing. Because I'm interested. Hey, you're not doing your job again.
I am doing good.
Ooh, I look forward to the critique. Oh, excellent, Karina. So I've just given some information. Shout out to
That's this book, right?
yeah, this book. Yeah, I think so. This is the one where it's like half the book is like the story. Wait, half the book is like the story with fancy pictures and stuff. And then you get to like halfway through the book, and the rest is like this is when she was like laying out the words and getting them all perfected and everything. And like there was one page in here that I thought was really cool. It showed the different this was cool. This was like early drawings of like what the things might look like. There's that dude and the dragon. But there's a page in here that showed the different covers. You can just talk for a minute while I'm doing this.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just you
so
hold up the show for me.
apparently, Ben gave a shout out to Benjamin Bunny.
And it's got Benjamin Bunny's still alive.
Yeah, he is. I'm super excited about that. He comes to the door every morning. So let's see.
Does Karina
Tim
know
Burwell says,
what page I'm looking for? It's the page with the different color covers. It's probably right at the beginning of
That's
the.
probably right at the beginning. That's behind the scenes. I don't know.
Yeah, check it out. And she included like here were some of the original ideas or some of the ideas she was working with for the cover of the book. And then of course she ended up with this one. I think that's I've got bad reflection. And I think that's really cool to be able to see that stuff. Because then it's like, oh, you had all these decisions. It wasn't just like, you drew the first thing you came up with and it just came out perfectly. It's like, no, I had to draw it like 8 different times, take this out and put that in before I decided on it. And she explains why she chose the title she did and stuff. Anyway, I really like that part.
So way to go,
The how I did it.
Thumbs up from Jamie.
Yeah, because like I always try to show that kind of stuff, and I'm always like, man, what if people don't care about this whole like how I did it part? But no, I'm totally interested in that.
Well, I would say like for me, anytime I watch a movie or read a book or something, I always want to know like the history behind the story or how the thing was developed. I always want to know more about the behind the scenes
What's
stuff.
Joe Blow talking
So
about?
Northern Island Boy says, and yes, Jamie, you're looking jacked.
Thanks, man.
You're inspiring me to get into shape for snowmobile season up here in the frozen north.
I was actually a little bit worried because I started running again, and whenever I start running more, my legs get bigger, and it's like it sucks all the muscles out from my upper body and just puts them into my legs. So I was like, no, I gotta do upper body stuff and lower body stuff, and not like weights or anything, just like like burpees and climbing and stuff like that.
Joe says Vancouver Island is awesome. I visited the southern tip once for a day.
He just likes the tip, eh?
Off-grid Jake and Nicole apparently is located on the northeast tip of Vancouver Island. Wayne says, Jamie, you should try to use the same equipment as Deshana uses for her videos. Her videos seem to have much better video quality, even though she doesn't have nearly the number of subscribers.
I guess you're just better than me.
No.
Yeah, the camera I use, I do have a better camera than the one I usually use. But I usually use the one I use because it costs like
Half the price.
$30 or $40. Like I have like a
And it falls in the ocean. It's not the end of the world.
it's waterproof is the main thing.
Mhm.
It's waterproof and you can get them used for like $30 or $40. And it does do pretty good video. I think it's more that my lighting is bad a lot of times. But I've been
Yeah,
trying to work
it's
on that
been
lately.
better since
Yeah,
you've
good.
mentioned it. So,
But I might start using my more expensive camera more often, like in the inside stuff. I don't want to take my more expensive camera outside. And when I say more expensive camera, it was like $200, not like an $800 camera or something.
well, I would like to clarify if Wayne is talking about specifically the live right now, or if he's talking about the videos that you post, because then somebody else followed up and said it's not the equipment, it's the internet connection. But no, your videos have nothing to do, like your actual videos that I post have nothing to do with the internet connection. But
Yeah, they just get uploaded and then they're there.
this live does have to do with the internet connection, and it is being recorded on my video equipment.
Yes.
So, yeah. Anyway, Karina says,
You know, the thing
it
is, like,
sounds.
often,
Wait.
well, just with my videos, often I'm recording when the light is bad because, like, when the sun is out, I'll be working on something, and then, like, it'll start raining, and, like, big clouds will come, and then it'll get all dark, and I'll be like, oh, I gotta stop working, I'll go inside, and I'll be like, oh, now's a good time to explain what I'm doing, and,
Right.
yeah.
Karina says, thanks for that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I thought that would be useful as well. And it sounds like that camera has history.
Which one?
The one you were just talking about.
Yeah, the one that's like $30 or $40. Or the $200 camera I barely use. It's like I just wanted to. Someone was selling it used. I don't know how much it was new. It's more than that.
Yeah, and Island Boy also says that he thinks that Wayne is talking about the stream quality, but again, that is all related to the internet because he's currently using my camera.
I feel like I have a pretty good stream.
And
It's
I
nice,
think that
strong
it's the
stream.
internet connection.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Sorry.
these lives are they're just going live. It's not
Yeah.
like a camera thing. It's just whatever the internet's doing at the time.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, we're 15 miles from the internet tower.
Right.
So there's a lot of distance between us and it.
Yeah.
Like bird flies by, and you'll see like this pixelated bird fly through the screen.
Mhm.
That would be cool, eh?
That'd be
If
really
you actually
funny.
could see what was like. Anyway.
Tim Fergal would like to know, are you using the little dozer yet, or did you repurpose it?
No, my little bulldozer is just over there, just hanging out. I haven't gotten to it yet. There's a bunch of other stuff I have to do before I get to that. I gotta clean out the workshop here and move it. Yeah.
Right.
I also have to finish my roof. Oh, today is cloudy. I might be able to work on my roof today.
Yeah, it sounds good. You should really do that.
Yeah, I'm only working on my roof on cloudy days because it's just too much. It takes too much water and too much effort. It's just very complicated trying to work on it in the sun. But when it's cloudy, I can get a bunch done. So I'm just only working on it in cloudy days.
Yep.
And we haven't had a cloudy day in like 2 weeks, except for like
Except for
rainy day.
yesterday.
But I can't work on I can't do concrete in the rain. Obviously, I'll just wash it away. But the roof is not like urgent. It doesn't have to get done like fast because there aren't that many drips in my house anyway. So it's fine. It's just every cloudy day, I'll get a bunch done and it'll be done soon enough.
Do you have any plans to build a brick pizza oven?
Yes, definitely. My ideal situation is to get to a point where I can make the bricks myself and fire them and everything. Yeah. Or like make the oven out of, can I even get away with this? Like with solid clay, dry it out and fire it and maybe put something over it to fire the whole thing. Can I get the whole brick oven fired? Can I do that as one solid piece? Because even if it cracked then, like it would still stay together, you know? I don't know. Or I could fill in the cracks even. Maybe if I did it with clay mixed with charcoal powder. Because if you have clay and you mix it with charcoal powder, then when you fire it, the charcoal gets burned up, so you end up with kind of like foamy clay, so it's a little bit more flexible. I mean not like, not like flexible, but like a little bit more flexible.
Well, there's a guy who does this, that YouTube channel about like back in the day technology or whatever.
Yeah, I wish we had more back in the day.
I can't
technology.
remember what his name is now, but I
Yeah.
like his show. Anyway, he does pizza ovens are a big thing.
Is
so
that the
they
guy who
build-
wears the fancy
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
And-
And so he builds the basket out of wood to make the frame for the clay, and then he puts the clay directly on it, and it's
Yeah.
mixed with like hay and stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
like
he
a
fires
cob
it.
oven. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I only want to do
And they
that.
do a bottom, like real special kind of bottom for it. And stuff,
Right, but
too.
with that, if it rains on it, it'll wash away the top, right? See, I want to do that as long as I can fire it all the way through,
Mm,
because it rains here when we're in the tropics. It's gonna get wet.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think you could probably
even if
do
I
that.
cover it with a roof, like sometimes the rain just comes this way. And
Well, you probably could build a fire over it.
yeah, I like build a fire in it, keep that going for a while, and then build a fire on it, and just
Right.
yeah.
Would you consider working at nighttime under torchlight?
Depends on the situation. Not on the roof. Definitely not on the roof.
Yeah,
but
that was somebody suggested that.
yeah, someone suggested
it's-
that a while ago. That,
yeah.
just work on the roof at nighttime when it's not sunny.
Right.
There's two reasons for that. One, I don't want to be up on a dangerous little skinny ledge in the dark. It's dangerous enough in the daytime. Like I want to make it as safe as I possibly can. The other thing is I'm counting on like 12 hours of night to give the concrete a chance to harden. So if I finish and get to the end of the day, like whatever last tile I make, I know it's got 12 hours of dark to harden before the sun comes out and, heats it up. But if I work at night, then, I get to late, early in the morning, then it's only going to be there hardening for a few hours before the sun cooks it, starts cracking it up and everything. Yeah.
Joseph Blowmeister would like to know, can you access 2 separate internet connections on your internet at the same time? 6 question marks.
What? I don't get it. Wait, can I access 2 internet connections at the same time?
Does he mean like, can we have multiple devices connected to it? We'll have to get him to
What is
explain
it?
that. It's right there.
Can you access 2 separate internet connections on your? Yeah, I mean, we could connect more than one thing on the internet at once.
I
Is
think
that what it
that's
is?
What he's asking.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna actually set up internet.
Bye, Ralphie.
Oh, later, dude. I think I'm gonna get internet at my island.
Yeah, we're getting a.
I'm not gonna want it on all the time, but like, I think it would be cool to at least do some of these from my house or from my island. Well, the cool thing is then I could do this and like walk around my island even.
Joseph says yes, so I think he means can we have
Yeah.
multiple devices? So
Yeah.
like for example, I have this connected and the tablet we're currently recording on connected
So she turns
at the
off
same
the
time.
comments on the side here and just reads them there. And when I try to read them, she's like, don't you read those comments. I don't like you having any control over things.
Oh yeah, because that's super easy to do with you. Take control away.
All right, what do you got? Let's see what comments are great here.
Stop touching that.
See what I'm saying? Look, question. Dude, oh, you just made him disappear again. All right. There's a question about lobsters or
Yes, I was getting there.
or
Jesus.
what, giant penises or something.
Do
What
you
was the
have
question?
access to coal at your location?
No coal. Although mangroves make amazing charcoal, from what I understand.
Ben says.
Not that I'm.
Ben
doing
says
that.
you make a brick kiln with unfired bricks, then fill it with more bricks, then rebuild the kiln with the newly fired bricks on the outside and the half-fired bricks on the inside.
Yes, that is. Yeah. So basically, yeah, if I make the kiln with bricks myself, I'd probably make the bricks so they'll actually interlock into a nice dome. But then, yeah, you make a kiln with the unfired bricks and put the bricks inside that you want to fire, start the fire, and then the ones on the inside get fired.
Right.
And then you use those at the outside and swap them, and then yeah.
And then fire those, and
And then
everything
once-
is fired.
And then once you've
And then you
got
have no more
your
bricks.
fired kiln, then you can fire more bricks inside the kiln. Yes.
So what do you use to build it? If you keep firing everything.
No, then you have more bricks.
But you fired them.
Oh, jeez. You fire them like after they're in place, so they don't move anymore. You're like, all right, bricks, we're going on a
So
march,
if
and you
you're
get
like,
them in
oh,
place.
you're fired, and
then
then
you-
they just are stuck
And
there.
then yeah, you say you're fired,
okay.
and that's it. They just like, oh, I give up.
So they don't get paid anymore, but they still have to do work.
Just don't
for you.
explain this to them because they'll get confused and they'll start getting up and doing stuff.
Ben also says if Jamie built a pizza oven with store-bought bricks, I wouldn't even know who he is anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. That would just be weird. The only way I would do it with store-bought bricks is if I like came across some bricks somewhere, like someone was just getting rid of them.
Like a pallet of bricks, and they're
And
like throwing
even
them out.
then, I would be a little reluctant. I would be like, damn it, why did this opportunity come? Because now I sort of have to take, and I would try to find another use for the bricks. Instead of, yeah, I want to make my own pizza oven. Like I'm even thinking about buying the wood for
Don't
my
jump around, buddy, you're
floors
moving
to
it
go
around.
faster, but like I'm drawing the line at a pizza oven brick. Brick oven pizza.
Wayne
American
says-
oven type.
I don't know how to ask this question, so I'm just
pizza
going to
oven.
read it verbatim. Maybe you can
Okay,
translate
with
it. Do you throw and lobster or crab pots, lobster tacos equal heart?
So he likes lobster tacos a lot. We don't have, I haven't seen any lobsters around here, but we've got crabs. I
Is there
don't,
like an extra word there that's missing that I'm just
I don't
not
know. I'm just
understanding
thinking,
his
I
question?
think I get the basic.
Okay, you get the
He's,
gist.
he's saying, asking about lobsters and crabs.
Oh,
He's
do we
saying-
cook them?
I don't know. I'm
Eat
just
them?
going to talk about lobsters
Yeah,
and
you
crabs.
should
We
talk
don't really
about
have lobsters around
I've
here.
cooked crabs a few times.
Yes. I mean, there are lobsters in the area, but not right around where I put the fish trap. Usually we get fish and some crabs
And snails,
and snails. Yeah. And we'll,
all of which I've cooked.
yeah.
I had shark yesterday.
You had shark yesterday at your friend's house.
I
Yeah.
did. Yeah, we did friends.
Yeah, I've never caught a shark.
Yeah, it was really delicious.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would be able to do that, like
Hmm.
kill, skin, and eat a shark. I mean, unless I was really hungry. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, apparently one of the local people told them that it was good eating, and so they had caught it already, and
Oh,
they were gonna eat it. So
cool.
it was very delicious.
The other day I found a giant stingray. Okay, not that giant, but like bigger than I could show. I'm like, oh. No, it's just the round ones,
pancake
the big
ones.
pancake one, yeah. And I could have totally stuck him with something.
Yeah,
He
you
was,
apparently can eat them too.
I was trying to get him to go away because I wanted to go swimming and I don't want to get stabbed by his thing or
Yeah, I
whatever.
know.
So I just splashed him
Was
and
he
get him
just,
away.
like,
And he was
not
just
today?
like, you make me move.
He's like, but I'm eating, dude. You come
No,
back.
he was just chilling in the sand.
like,
he
"I'm
was like, all right,
sunning."
fine, and flew away.
He's like, I'm sunning. Why don't you come back later?
You come back later.
He's like, I booked this spot.
Mm.
Jamie, thanks for your update on your garden and pathways. I found it interesting. Looking forward to seeing your new bridge.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's
I'm not
skill me up.
sure what I'm gonna build it with.
Oh, hey, Scummy Up, what's up?
I've been looking at stuff. I
Our,
definitely have enough mast to make a nice bridge. Like if I use the one long piece of mast I have, I could make a really nice bridge. But then I was thinking I could also use that on a lumber mill. Mm, mm.
considering the problem with termites, will
Yeah.
that be of concern when building your second, third, fourth, whatever floors, like subsequent floors?
That is a concern, but there's so much concrete between where the termites can go and the wood that I don't think it'll be a big problem. Like termites don't come in my house at all. And if I there have been
Please stop.
there were termites in my house one time. And no, 2 times actually. One was like right at the beginning when I was still
Tomatoes has just entered the
Oh,
building.
hello, tomatoes. Anyway, there were termites that just came in, and what I did was I followed their trail all the way to the tree where they had a nest up at the top, and I cut that effing tree down and burned that nest and used the whole tree for firewood. And then I didn't see any termites for a long time. And then I saw like one termite on the concrete that's like around my house, and I was like, oh, I guess you want some more. So I followed them, found their house, and I burned that sucker down too. That one was actually really cool because it was it was like a big, huge nest out in the mangroves, like big. And the kids were staying at my house that night, and I went. This is my favorite thing to do with termite nests. I went and lit a piece of dried coconut husk, which burns as long as it's dried. They'll burn really well. Like you light it and it'll just stay smoldering. And I laid it on top of the termite nest, and then you just leave it there. And I put it around maybe 6 in the evening, and like it just smoldered. And I told Bellatrix, I was like, that's going to be like a glowing, amazing thing in like 2 hours. And sure enough, like 2 hours later, we kept an eye on it, but yeah, it was just this big glowing thing with like burning chunks falling off every now and then. It was really cool. Not cool for the termites, of course. But...
Wayne said to clarify, he was just asking if you had some lobster crab pots.
No, we have a fish trap, but like crabs do go in it. I think it's basically the same thing as a fish trap, but
Oh, like a crab trap?
Yeah, like a crab
But a
trap.
pot.
Well, they call them pots.
Oh, okay.
Wait, he's now like maybe it's a cooking pot. No, but I think
I think he means to
generally
them.
when like a lobster crab pot is like a
A
trap.
trap.
But I think it is pretty much what the fish trap is. But
Right.
I wouldn't
I mean, 'cause the
want to
crabs
say
go in
for
there.
sure the exact same thing. But yeah, it does catch crabs. And probably if they're a lobster, they might wander in there too.
Yeah. TK Griffin would like to know, have you considered treating wood by burning it the way it's done in Japan?
Yes, I've done that. What did I do that with? I don't remember now. But I've done that, yes.
And that creates that stuff called
Creosote. Yeah. I did that recently. I can't remember what I was doing it for. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Val would like to know, have you seen people making concrete domes using air forms? Someone told me a 30-foot weather balloon filled with 1 foot water makes a good form.
Filled with 1 foot of water?
Literally just
I don't know
read
what
the
that means,
question.
but with 1 foot of water to smush out the bottom, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that sounds great, but I haven't. Was the question, have I thought about doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
No,
thought
have
about
you
it.
seen people?
Yes, I've seen
making
that.
them?
I've seen
Yeah.
that, yes. That was pretty cool.
Have you considered making a bridge using concrete, like a big culvert?
Well, I want to leave a big enough space under the bridge that I could kayak through it. For some reason, my brain just says, no, I should have that.
Oh,
And right now, you couldn't actually kayak through there. There's just crap in the way. But if I have a nice bridge at some point, I might just throw some crap out of the way and be able to kayak right through. That'd be kind of nice.
Tim Fergal would like to know, do you miss the winters or in any winter event?
Not really. Like, if I think about it, I'm sure I can come up with some things that I liked about the winter. I mean,
The
I like
lack of bugs?
Black bugs is pretty cool, and like I like snowballs and making snow forts and stuff. But it's never to the point where I'm here and just being like, oh, darn that snow! I wish I had some of that. That would be just.
Oh man, sometimes I do think that.
Yeah, like on a really hot day, it'd be nice. But like generally speaking,
Insta snow.
in the shade here, it's comfortable. When I'm digging on top of my island, just out in the sun, that gets really hot. But then I go jump in the ocean and it's great. But like the thing I really don't miss about the winter is just like the months of not being able to accomplish anything outside.
Yeah.
It was always super cool coming into a house with a wood stove.
Or coming into a house that was warm and you wanted it to be warm.
Yeah. Yeah. Having the dome in Vermont with all those south-facing windows, like in the winter, the dome was warm all day, like hot.
Yeah.
I'd open the front door just to let some cold air in. Yeah.
Skill Me Up would like to know if
Skill Me Up.
you'll do a video update on your fish traps. He says he knows that it might be like mundane, but they are interesting.
Yeah,
And
hold it. I have the one camera, the GoPro. The reason I never use my GoPro is because it doesn't have a screen on it. I never know what I'm getting.
you
That's
just
the
have to
problem.
guess.
But I think the newer ones have like a little screen on it.
Some of
so
them
you
do,
can
yeah.
see. But anyway, let me see if I can pull it out and I'll actually do some underwater. We can go down and look in the fish trap.
Dude.
I can stick my arm right in there with the camera and hopefully
I
not
hope
get
nothing
eaten.
eats you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to put the fish trap in a good spot. So I'm not going to do that today because right now it's just by the dock.
Right.
Because I
I
wanted
did
to.
see that you moved it.
You did saw it?
I saw it.
Yeah, it wasn't, if you leave it in the same spot, you get diminishing returns. So you got to kind of move it around.
Mhm.
And right by the dock, it doesn't generally get that much. So yeah, when I get it back over to the good spot that I know of, then I'll try to remember to do that.
Let's see. Oh, look at that.
But we have
Teamsters
been
is
eating a lot
membership
more.
saying.
Oh, nice. We have been eating a lot more fish out of the fish trap.
Yeah, we had fish this week and last week.
And I have to attribute that partly to people here nagging me about it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks for nagging me. Yeah. Because I was just not thinking about it until people were like, wow, why are you fishing?
Classic Dude Mike would like to know if you can get a Big Mac, large fries, and a large Coke.
I don't want to
Oh
cook.
man, now I want French fries. Let's
I
make
would
French
totally-
fries for lunch.
Do you have potatoes?
Yeah.
And you have some beef.
Your beef. Are you having beef with me?
You have some dead cow in a
I've
that
canned
you've
dead
canned,
cow.
that you've canned yourself. I know
Yeah.
people are like, oh my god, canned meat. No, but like
did a video
home
about it and
canning, it's
everything.
not like all the preservatives and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like
Salt, meat, water.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I did a
if
whole
we
video about
it's
it.
ground beef, but and it's already cooked, so it won't stick together. But if you cook it with an egg, that'll stick together. That'll be
You can
delicious.
put a little flour in it.
And
Egg.
some sourdough buns would be amazing. We had pizza this morning, sourdough bread, because Deshana went to get cheese yesterday. That wasn't all she did, but she went. And she got some cheese.
No, I
yesterday,
mean it's
so-
all I do is just
Anyway, she got some cheese yesterday, and I had some sourdough.
actually
So I
our
made
neighbor
pizzas.
went and got the cheese,
Right. Yes,
which was very nice.
but
of her.
you got it from her
Yeah.
anyway.
Oh, did I tell you she wants to start doing a weekly vegetable thing since she's doing classes on Saturdays?
You mean she's gonna go?
She's
since
gonna be the
going-
vegetable boat.
She's going to town every week,
Yeah.
so she's gonna
She's
get
gonna
'em.
be our vegetable boat now.
beauty.
How is the
How am I
airflow
supposed to go to town?
in your
I don't know.
house? Both of you, do you have fans to circulate the air to the upper levels? Or are you working on improvements?
Well, you have these 4 big windows on this floor, which you can't see. There's one there, one there. And yeah, when you open the correct window, depending on where the wind's going, oh man, it's so beautiful. The wind just blows whoosh, right in. My house is just huge, so the air just blows around. Fan that sucks air in from outside a lot of the time. Oh, you just open your window. Oh, I can feel a bit of breeze coming in. Nice.
It looked like it was slightly breezy.
I do also have a lot of windows in my house though, but I don't usually open them. I usually just leave the front door wide open, and it's very comfortable.
Have you thought about making a worm farm?
But when I get my second floor done, that has all openable windows all the way around. I'm probably going to open them a lot more because I'm going to want to run around on the second floor and like do exercise and get really hot. Okay, worm farm. No, I don't know. Is there?
To create more soil for your raised beds.
Well, I
You
kind
cannot
of.
have the worms off my island.
Well, I feel like if I'm composting, doesn't that just the worms go
I
do
think
it?
They're like super. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is here, but it's kind of like as soon as I put something down, usually like the next day you can pick it up and there's
It's
worm.
like
there's
Turning to
earthworms,
dirt. Yeah.
you know.
So
And there's little
maybe
baby earthworms and
yes,
stuff, so-
maybe I do have a worm farm. I just don't call it that. I just
Yeah.
call it my raised beds, which I've been filling with all kinds of crap. And yeah, hopefully the worms are in there doing their business,
Mm.
whatever business they do.
BJ Moletta, hi from New Zealand.
Oh, hello to New Zealand.
Do
That's
you
really far away.
have to sunblock like here? Down here, 10 minutes in the sun here and you're burnt red and peeling.
Oh,
Oh, that's like
yeah.
in Chile.
Yeah, when we were in Chile, they were explaining that the ozone is not in good shape down there. And yeah, I went outside and in 10 minutes, it was like sunburn. I was like, wow, I've
Yeah.
never, like when I used to go to Florida from Canada, like on like spring break and stuff, I didn't do the party spring break thing, but we would go just to have a week of sun in the winter, and yeah, I would not get burnt like we did in
In
Chile.
Chile.
It
And it
was
was
so
cold.
bad. Yeah, it was cold too. Yeah, it was cold, and they were saying like, don't go out in the sun. It is like post-apocalyptic wasteland death out there.
I don't think it was that
Dude,
bad.
it was like that. You go out for 10 minutes, you are cooked. You stay out there
Your skin's blackened.
no, you stay out for 20 minutes, you are not like
You're not
like,
coming
you're
back.
not-
You're not having
you're
children.
gonna lose fingers.
Your
They will be
fertility
cooked
rate's
through.
gonna
Yeah, the top of your head there'll be no skin left. It'll be just down
You're
to
gonna
like
start
skull, and this will be
mutating
peeling
fingers.
off. Your ears will be just
Are
charred
your cells
remains.
gonna start dividing and you're gonna turn into a completely
Anyway,
different
the
creature?
answer to the question is no. We don't. Like I almost never wear sunblock. When I'm gonna be out in the sun though, I'll wear a long sleeve shirt and a hat.
And sunglasses.
But like I'll go out in the sun, like if I'm just going out for 10 or 20 minutes or something, I don't worry about sunblock or anything.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit dark though, so my skin doesn't burn easily. You burn more easily than me, maybe. But I don't know, none of us burn that easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sun isn't not like it was in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, it was crazy there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That was crazy.
Mhm. All right. Lunchtime.
Is it lunchtime? All right, let's go have some lunch.
I
What
don't
do you?
know.
Are we having burgers and fries for lunch?
Yeah, dude.
I want to go home though. Why can't I go home?
Okay,
I
go
want
home.
I want burgers and fries and go home.
Go home then.
Wait, I want 2 more questions.
Oh.
You can go away. Let's see. How do I make my chat unhidden? I know everyone. Yes, Deshana's left, so everyone can leave. But because Stefano Santini says, "Can I have lunch too?" Yes. Oh, Mr. Yana Roby says the wizard hat. Yes, I often wear my wizard hat when I'm out digging. I think in my digging video, I was wearing my wizard hat. Oh, the wizard hat's amazing because I have my baseball cap hat that I made that I really like. I wear that most of the time. But yeah, if I'm going out in the sun to dig and I'm just going to be cooked, I'll wear my wizard hat, which has the big brim. Oh, that thing is great. Nice show. Enjoy lunch. Well, I think everyone else is ready to go too. All right, let's go have lunch. Deshana's asleep. Oh, wait, I got one more question. Oh, that's an interesting question. I was thinking about that the other day. Okay, the question is gas or electric plane if I make one. I think I need to do electric. Because I was thinking it would be so easy to do it with gas because you can just condense so much power with so little weight. But, I'm trying to do everything without gas. And one question I'm wondering is, can I make a ground effect plane efficient enough that once I take off, I can run it just off solar panels? So basically, have some batteries in it to get enough power to kind of take off. But then can I get enough energy out of solar panels on the thing to keep it going? Because that would be amazing. But okay, this guy says check out Peter Schreipol's videos on electric planes. I have seen a few of his videos, not recently, but he's probably done some more recent stuff, and those are pretty cool. And when I get to the point of building an airplane, that's not going to be super soon because I have a whole bunch of stuff I have to do. But I also want to build some giant robots and stuff. There's so many things I want to build. I need like 6 clones to build all that stuff. Boat plane would be awesome. Yes, if I build a ground effect plane, I want it to take off and land in the water, which is one of the reasons I'll definitely need at least battery power to get up out of the water. All right, I guess let's go eat lunch. Okay, everybody, have a marvelous day or evening or morning or whatever you're doing. You want to say bye too?
Bye.
All right. How do I turn this off? Oh no, skill me up, just ask another question. All right, one more question, and then we'll take off. How would a below ground refrigerator work there? Would not work at all. Would this be something you would look at? Yeah, I've looked at it. It's just the reason a below ground refrigerator works is because when you have temperature variations, you end up with ground that stays cold because, you know, in the winter the cold goes down and the ground freezes. And then in summer, since, you know, heat goes up, cold stays down, and the ground doesn't warm up as fast as, you know, the air and stuff. And in a lot of places, you'll end up with permanently cold ground. And often you end up with places where there's permafrost, like there'll be frost. There'll be like if you dig down to a certain level, it will be frozen. But here it's just always warm. Like it just never gets cold enough for the ground to get cold. It's just always, it's like permanent summer, spring. Not like hot summer. It's just always this nice warm temperature. Okay. Everyone have a great week. I'm gonna get out of here. Well, what button do I push? This one over here. Yeah. And you sure you want to stop streaming? I guess I want to stop streaming.